Who's the suspect?
Your wife.
Black Bag blends together tongue-in-cheek spycraft with an intimate look at marital trust. Michael, Steven Soderbergh is known for his ready from the first take approach. You mentioned discussing the finer details like the choice of spectacles, even the stainless steel kitchen with Steven. How did these small touches help you get into George's head?
Well, that's the only things we discussed. The kitchen and the glasses, literally. You just hit the nail on the head there. What the look of those, sometimes that's all you need, you know. That was the only conversations we really had. And then the rest was, you know, all the clues were in the script. And I think, you know, it's not to say that Steven is not somebody that you can go discuss these things with. If you approach him with stuff like that, you know, the conversation starts. But he also just leaves you do your thing. And then on the day of shooting, it's very much like that. With all the actors, he's confident in how he casts the actors and, as you said earlier, Regé, the crew as a whole. And then there's a sort of, you know, let's see what happens type attitude from that. Now, where he's putting the camera, you know, he's obviously very precise about that and how he's going to link those shots together in terms of telling the story visually.
It's very much an I expect you to be ready from the first take type of attitude.
Yeah.
You know?
And I forgot that actually. When we started shooting and it was like, okay, move on. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, gotta get into that rhythm now.
You think you're in a rehearsal and we're gone.
Yeah.
Incredible. Now, Regé, Stokes is both a patient of and a foil to the agency's inner workings. What did you enjoy the most about exploring the layers of the character who sees himself as a hero, even though others might not agree?
I think that would describe almost every character in the script, which is exactly what drew me to the script. I think that there is this incredibly taut, smart script by Cate that you start with, and then seeing that not just the protagonist, but everyone in this ensemble has layers under layers is everything that I think an actor looks for in a piece like this. It's those contradictions that give me something to work on internally, but then knowing that everyone else is working with those same layers means that there's so much scope and space for you to have these electric moments that no one can see coming until you meet the other actors, until you meet the other characters in person. So it's all of that.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, Marisa, working on your first day was the memorable dinner party scene, and that must have been intense. How did that experience shape your understanding of Clarissa's evolving emotional journey?
Well, I mean, that's the first scene that we see her in, and I remember when I read the script for the first time, I was like, oh my, you know, she's quite bold, she's quite brazen. I mean, especially in that moment, you know, she's as loose as she's kind of ever gonna be. Because obviously she's eaten the doll, which is a great entryway into a character because they're not trying to hide who they are, you know. You're sort of seeing everyone really in a really honest light, which is great. And I mean, it was just so fun. It was such a fun day, and it was just so great to be in the room and like working with everyone and seeing what everyone else was bringing. Like Regé was just saying, you know, you change when you meet the other characters that you're interacting with. So you know, on day one to have everyone there all at once was kind of amazing.
That's actually never even thought of that, but obviously, you know, David wrote that so smart that you're actually going to see the characters as their true selves in that first dinner scene. And actually, as an actor, all the clues are in what you're saying.
Everything's in the script.
They are as honest.
They kept me guessing the whole time. Now, Michael, the concept of the black bag in relationship is fascinating. Things you can't or won't share. How did that idea influence your portrayal of George's dynamic with Catherine?
Not a great deal in terms of the black bag sort of it. You know, for me, you know, George is somebody who's very much a clinical person. He's analytic. He doesn't operate from an emotional place. He operates, you know, from the facts and gathering all the facts together and then, you know, making an assumption. I think he's quite a socially not a very comfortable person. I think his best friend is his wife, probably his only friend. He's a solitary sort of character. They're all the sort of things I think I was looking at. He knows that he is, you know, 100% loyal to his wife. You know, the question is, and in this film, is she to him?
Absolutely. Now, last question I have for you guys. I think Steven Soderbergh is absolutely incredible. This film's amazing. But Soderbergh mentioned that every detail was captured, sometimes even operating the camera himself. How did that immersion in spontaneity environment influence your performance?
I think it's the fact that Steven's in there with you. Like, you trust him to capture those unexpected moments, and partially because he is physically, we're sitting around the dinner table, Steven has cut a hole in the middle of the table, and he's sitting there where the turkey would be with the camera. So you have this interactive dance, not just with your castmates, but also with Steven. You feel like he's in the trenches, and there is this multi-directional conversation going on.
And again, I guess it's all about him creating this sense of ease on set. He doesn't want you to be worried about like Video Village that's somewhere, like what is everyone saying over there in the corner of the room. He's there with you. Nothing is happening other than what is happening between the actors in the moment.
Incredible. Well, look, thank you guys so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Incredible film. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
you.
Very much. See ya.
Is it true? No one can lie to you?
I don't like liars.